Hey everybody, it's Brooke. I hope you're having a great day. Welcome if you're new here, and hey, welcome if you're not new here. Thanks for coming back. I'm here with May 16th, 2025, Friday Freebie in my Facebook group. If you are not a member of the Facebook group, why not? Come join us. I'll link it right up here. Make sure to answer those three easy questions so I know you're a person and not a bot. And I bet you'll get in every week. I say every Friday. Eh, sometimes not Friday, sometimes Saturday, You know how it goes. But every week I do have almost every week I have a freebie. We're currently working with a kit that I released a little bit ago as a freebie called Spring Has Sprung. There are some videos about that as well. I'm trying to think if they're in a playlist. If you check out the Friday Freebie playlist or Friday Freebie how-to playlist, you'll see some of this kit in there. At any rate, this week we had some of the kit pages. This one actually is new, but these are previous kit pages that I have made smaller, and then I made a back for them. Again, these were part of the kit, but I spaced these out and sized them so that they would work with these. And then I also made a little mini journal cover in a mini pocket with a regular page from the kit printed on the back. So those are kind of fun. That's what I'm going to be using today. Printed on both sides. And this is page 1, page 2. Oops, sorry. And page 3. Page 3, I just printed a different page of the kit for the background. I don't know why I used the same as the one I used on the back here, except I love this pattern, so maybe that's it. So that's the 3 pages of the freebie, and I am certain that you know how to make a mini journal, but I know some people like to make small journals, so I thought I would size them down so that they would work. Again, you can do any of the pages in the kit if you know how to shrink images on your printer. You can certainly do this yourself on your printer, but in case you don't know how or your printer doesn't do it, I thought I would make them for you. So I'm going to pause for 1 minute and cut these guys out, and we're going to make a little mini journal. Just so you know, I also have some of the leftover pages from the kit from when I made the journal. I have some composition book pages. This is just some neon copy paper that I had, and the colors work awfully well. And this is a scrap of Art by Marlene cardstock that I also used in the Creative Daily Journal that I made. So I will cut some of this up, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, I'm back. I did a whole bunch of cutting, but I figured you probably didn't need to watch me do that. I cut out our Friday freebies, our Friday freebies, and that's these guys. They all have their backs. Also printed out or cut out the little cover, and it's backed as well. And then I cut out that that adorable little envelope that comes with the freebie. So we've got all those things. In addition, I cut some of the scraps from the kit that I had already printed. So I cut down pieces that are about 6 inches wide and 3¼ inches high. That's what these are. So I cut those out. They'll work beautifully. The only difference is the scale. So let's see if I can find one that'll really show you know what I mean by scale. But like on this one, this bird was pretty big on our original page because I had to cut this down so small. He looks giant and the grid looks really big. So the scale makes a difference, but if you just want to use your kit pages and cut them down, you can do that. Those were just some that I had spare. I had this fabulous neon copy paper that I just got. I love it. They're 5 different colors, and it's like knock your socks off bright, which makes me happy. Allison, if you're watching, look away. Look away. And then I took some notebook paper, some of that comp book paper, and cut that as well at 6 inches wide by 3 3 3/4 high. I tried to avoid the side margins and that top margin. So yeah, I tried to avoid those margins so that they weren't big, huge spots with no lines. So that's what those are. And now we can talk about a cover. So I'll stack these over there. Just get them out of the way. So there are several things you can do for a cover for your journal. You can just take this and fold it in half. And poof, you got a cover. You're good to go. So that's one way to do it. You could take this, take a sheet of your cardstock, cut it out a little bit bigger than this, and then mount your freebie on top of the cardstock. The cardstock will give it some stability, make it a little more durable. And you just like leave a 1/4 inch margin all the way around when you cut it, and then fold this in half, and you would have a cover made out of your freebie cover that would be a little more sturdy. You could use a piece of cardstock. I think there was something else I was going to suggest, but I don't remember what it was. Okay, so what I'm going to do is Mark just used the end of this dressing mix, Zesty Italian. He made really good salad with this, incidentally. And so I'm going to use this as my cover. I think it's so cute. And what we'll need to do is cut it. So if you're going to use a box, you want to leave the left-hand panel in place and cut out this right-hand panel. Let's do that. We can neaten it up here in a minute, so don't worry about being perfect. It's kind of hard to be perfect when you're cutting into a box. And then we'll cut that flap all the way off. She says, easier said than done. Oh, it's pouring here. Can you guys hear the birds? They're not impressed with the weather. We had 3 absolutely perfect days, and, well, then it stopped. And then we didn't. Okay, so we have our box like that. I'm just going to grab my straight edge and do some trimming here. Actually, you know what? I think this might be a little too tall. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That can't be right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yes, it is right. Okay, so this is 5 inches tall. Our pages are only 3 3/4 tall. So I think I want to cut off, I think I want to make it 4 inches high. That sounds about right. Okay, so let's go ahead and I guess I better find my craft knife, huh? Sorry about that glare. The ring light's a beast. Going through my little spinny trolley here. There it is. Okay, let's see what we can do about getting this straight. Straight and I don't necessarily get along all that well. Okay, so what did we say? We wanted to cut it to, oh, that's, you know what? Let's just stop. Okay, so I want to cut this down to 4 inches, but first I'm going to cut the flaps off, just to make it a little easier on my brain. So there are those guys. I don't think we'll need those. And then what we can do is get that straight. I'll get this acrylic ruler out of the way pretty soon so it doesn't blind you with the ring light. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to make it, before we cut, let's double check. Our pages are 3 3/4 high. So you know what? I'm going to go just a little bit over 4, just for the sake of it. And we'll cut that. Okay, so we get all those bits out of the way. And let's see if we got this even remotely straight. Yeah, ish, except for right on this edge. I went a little crazy. A little bit crazy. Now, you could just use this as your cardboard, as your cover. Oh, why can't I get that off? Get off, you. Okay. Okay, so you could just use this as your cover and fold it in the middle of this panel. I don't want to do that. I actually want to put 2 signatures in my book. So I'm going to leave this like that, and I think it's about an inch. Looks like about an inch. Let's double check. It is, in fact, an inch. Okay, so what I would like to do is, I think I am going to glue our little scene on here. Is it wide enough? Okay, it is. If we cut this in half, this is more than 6 inches, obviously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a quarter. So that's what? 3 3/8. Is that right? 3 1/8. Yeah, no, 3 1/8 is half of that. Or we could just go by the fold I already made. Oh my God, you guys, my brain. Where is my brain these days? Okay, so there we go. And make sure it's going to fit. It sure is. I want to take it right to the edge of the carton. So let's put that up there, put that there. Get something to glue on. And you certainly don't have to be this elaborate. You could just fold some papers with that cover and staple it together and call it a little tiny journal. That also works just fine. So I've got my art glitter glue. And these pins people have asked me about recently again. These are glue pin jewelry that I have made. They will be coming back to my Etsy shop really soon. I've got a new Etsy drop coming and those will be in it. And I have my Elmer's Craft Bond glue stick. So let's grab, this is our front cover. And I'm just going to put glue all over our box. And what I know I'm going to do is just use the art glitter glue on the edges, just to make sure those edges don't try to come up because that's so annoying. So we will. Oh, I didn't test my glue, which is unfortunate. Uh-oh, don't be this way. Just give it a little poke with that pin. See if it wants to come out better. I haven't used it in a couple days, so it might be just a little mad. So I'm going to put some all around the edges. Not driving very straight, but that's how I am. It's just how I roll. Then I want to try not to go over the crease in the box over here on the left-hand side. Get that lined up. Get the glue off my fingers and get my handy... Whoa, sorry you guys, that probably deafened you. Get my handy dandy brayer. And you know what? If this comes out well, I had so much fun doing that giveaway the other day. I think we'll do this as a giveaway too, because I can only have so many things before I run out of room. And I make a lot of things, you guys, and that was a super fun giveaway with the Friday freebie. So now what I'm going to do is trim this down. So I think that would be fun. Should we do... Where did I just put my ruler? Ah. Should we do an emoji at the end? Again? Just to see if you wait until the end of the video? That was kind of fun. Let's do that. So I won't tell you what the emoji is yet, but stay till the end. And if you would like to win this little book, if it doesn't come out well enough to be a freebie, I'll make a new one for you. Sometimes when I'm crafting on camera, you know, it just kind of gets away from you. So I'm just going around and trimming this excess paper. There we go. And there we have our front cover. Isn't it so cute? I love it. But you know what? I didn't get all the way to the edge right there. So one more trim and that'll do it. I'm telling you guys, straight is just not in my wheelhouse, ever. I'm glad we put that art glitter glue at the edges though, because that'll help keep that down. So there's that. Okay, we'll do the same thing on the back. I'm going to go ahead and do the back, and I'll come back. You don't need to watch me do another one. I'll be right back. Don't go away. See, I told you it'd only take a second. Well, it took a little longer in my world, but hopefully not for you. I finished this up. I went ahead and just, well, I finished the back cover, covered the back, and then I just took this scrap of Art by Marlene cardstock that we had left over from making the creative journal and covered the whole inside of the box. That's all I did was cut a rectangle of this and glue it to the inside of the box so that the inside is covered and it doesn't look like a cardboard box. You could also cover it just with a printable. You could cover it with fabric. You could paint it. Just whatever you have works perfectly. And then I went around all the edges and inked them, and I'm still using Mermaid Lagoon Distress ink. So that is all I did while you were gone. But I also picked out some fabric. I think I showed you some at the beginning, but then I saw this scrap laying in my scrap bucket, and I love this fabric. So let's use this, and I'm just going to cover the spine with it. And I cut it down. The spine is 1 inch wide. Well, I didn't cut it. I ripped it down to about 1.5 inches. And I'm thinking that will help reinforce that spine and also keep it from, keep the spine covered. You know, decorate the spine. Spit it out, Brooke. Boy, having some hard troubles. So let's get out the glue paper and figure out where we like the pattern of the fabric. I really like all these colors. These are like neon bright, and these are just bright, bright. It's my new favorite thing. So I kind of like it. Do I like that? I really do like that. But we could flip it around and do it like that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's do that. I like how the blues are picking up. So let's do that. And then we'll decide about how much we're going to wrap around. Okay, so hopefully my Fabrifix is down low enough that it wants to come out. Well, that's not going to help, is it? Let's just see. I've been saying for I don't know how long I need to open a new bottle. What is my problem? I'm just going to go over the spine and up the sides just slightly. Whoops, forgot I was only doing a tiny box. I was just going to keep on going. Then cover that up. Put it back upside down. I'm going to use my finger and just kind of spread that out so it doesn't soak through our fabric. Okay, then we'll take our fabric, eyeball it to try to get it in the center. And we liked the blue flower, right? So try to get it right there. Looks moderately centered. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. No, I did not iron the fabric, but when you smooth it out on the Fabri-Tac, it doesn't matter. It irons itself. It's magic. I love that. Okay, so let's wipe off our finger, because ew. Yeah, I like that fabric a lot. Let's get it off that part of the glue paper, which is now gluey. Let's fold this. This is just a sheet of wax paper. And then we have to decide, do we want to bring it... Oh yeah, that wasn't really in the center, but it will work. Do we really want to bring it all the way around? I recreased the box once I glued the cover and the back cover on. So it looks like we need a little glue right there. Stop it. Didn't quite get all the way over. That was my not centering it properly fingers. So get that smoothed up. And I think I will. I think I'll cover the whole inside spine just for the durability. That box certainly wasn't very heavy duty. So let's go ahead. Give that a little bit of a haircut. I did not cut this fabric. I tore it, A, to get a straighter line, and B, because I really like the fringy look. I think it's cute. So let's go ahead and just get the fabric smooshed with glue. Another technical art term for you. Get that pushed down. Oh, I didn't smooth it out, but it doesn't look like it's coming through, so that's good news. And then measure here. Just want it to overlap a little bit. Can you guys see? So the bottom layer comes to about here. And I'm just going to smooth this down and just overlap it a little bit. So maybe right there. That way we're not adding too much bulk. But I do feel better having that fabric overlapping the spine because I don't think it'll hurt to have that extra layer of stability. Come on. What the heck is that? Why are you so blobby? Okay. Concentrating really hard while wringing out my Fabri-Tac. Put that cap back on. Don't want a volcano and don't want to give it any opportunity to dry up. I'll smooth all that out. We'll just go ahead and wrap that around and line it up with the one on the bottom. Well, the one wrapped around from the bottom. Smooth that down. Rub the glue off my finger. Because you know I'll get it everywhere. I just will. Probably might. Probably might. Pull off a few of these strings. Doesn't the frayed edge look pretty? I love how that looks. There's our front. Give it a little bit of a haircut. We don't want quite that much flying around. There we go. That is more reasonable. It will keep fraying up to the glue line, but that's okay. It'll look cool. Okay, so now we can just reinforce our creases. There we go. Look at that. Our little cover is done. Isn't it so cute? Once we put a closure in there, that would make such a good little personal journal, a little tiny art journal, whatever you want it to be, it could be. But what I do want to do is let this dry a little bit because we're going to sew our signatures in, and I don't want to try to sew through that wet Fabri-Tac. So let's set this aside, and we can fold our papers and at least get our signatures in order. So pull all this stuff back towards us. Here we've got kit pages. Those are the ones from the freebie, so I definitely want to use those. And then we've got the composition book pages, and we have our, it's not cardstock. It is actually, I think, 24-pound copy paper, and I got it at Walmart, and I love it, just so you know. So let's go ahead and start folding. Left my bone folder downstairs, darn it. I love this one. This was not in the original kit. This is the new page. And a lot of these AI images are from, well, that's not true. All the AI images are from Art House Whimsy. And of course, I'll link them down below. And then I designed the pages with them. And then like these patterns and things like that are mine. Well, they're not mine, but I designed them. I think that is like a, that's from the Graphics Fairy. I think it's like an Indian batik pattern or something. But didn't look very exciting in black and white, but I think it looks kind of cool in blue and green because I love that combo. There was some white showing and that was bugging me. So that's 3. We've got 5 pieces. Oh man, I didn't do a very good job cutting these, did I? There's a white border. Not cool. Make sure you're keeping all your pages going one direction, up or down. So that's 5. I'm doing 5 of these because I've got 5 of these. We can add more if we don't have enough pages, but that's where I'm starting. And There's that one. This one I think I'm going to turn the other way. Not sure why, I just want to. Yeah, I think I like that better. I was holding it off camera, I'm sorry. So I just turned it inside out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, push those up out of our way. Then we'll do these guys. They're light enough. We can probably do them 2 at a time. I don't think that's normally the best practice because you just don't get as clean and as crisp fold line, but I'm going to break my own rules because I'm like a crazy person. So we'll get these folded. We're going to make 2 signatures. We're going to have 15 pages right now. That doesn't split into 2 signatures evenly, does it? So, you know what? I'm going to bind the little envelope that came with the freebie. I'm going to bind this in as a page, just to be different. There you go. Ooh, my fingers are really sticky. Okay. I'm not going to worry about, well, maybe I am. I was going to say I'm not going to worry about doubling up the composition notebook pages, but they're awfully thin. Let's see if we've got enough. Maybe I won't glue them. Whoever wins the book, if they want to glue them, certainly can. So that's 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think we have enough. We can do that. Yep, so thin I can't even tell when I have 2. That could partially be that glue on my fingers, couldn't it? One other thing I wanted to do, just because I'm extra, I haven't used my hole punches lately, you know, my decorative border punches. And I thought maybe I would do some decorative borders on these papers just to make them look a little more interesting. So let's do it. Then I'm really going to stop. You could just keep going forever with these. You could do everything that you would normally do in a larger journal, just on a smaller scale. And it's funny because it seems like, oh, that would be so much faster than a big journal. It's not necessarily faster to make. It's faster to use up, but it's not necessarily faster to make. Just lining up this punch. Oh, and I will say something about how I use this, but I can't while I'm punching because I'm thinking really hard. Okay. Isn't that pretty? I love that little lacy border. So what I do is I put the paper, this is the part that punches, the raised bit here. So I put my paper roughly in the middle, and you butt your paper up against this back little lip and punch. And then I move it, actually I'm going to move it over here and line this first punch up. See the decorative bit right there? That is actually true to scale. So what you do is line up what you've already punched with that decoration. And you got to line it up perfectly to get it to punch right where you want it. Which I did not do, you see, but that's all right. We'll fix that. Not the end of the world. Then I'm going to take this punch and line it up on this side. And try to get it more exact. And punch there. And there we go. It's not coming out because of that little bit there. But I will just take my tiny scissors, and it will not be, there will be a funny little bump there, but I think it won't be that noticeable. I think it'll be okay. There. Now, oh, I did it there too. Darn it. Darn it, Brooke. So just make a little nip right there and there. Isn't that pretty? Makes such a difference on a plain page. So let's do one more page like that, and then really I'll stop. This was supposed to be a quick little video about this, but yeah, not so much. I bet we could do 2 layers at once. Let's live on the edge. What do you say? So again, you go to the middle and punch. Then you bring it over this way. Line that right hand piece you just punched. Punch on there. Oh, I think that did go through. Yay. And then bring it over here and that first left hand one that you punched. Line it up with the silver design on the base. And yep, we had one that didn't go, but the rest did. Nice. So the answer is yes, with 24-pound copy paper, you can punch twice. Just, you know what? I'm going to brush this into my trash basket right now, because otherwise we're going to end up with these little confetti bits all over. Because I don't know about you, but if there's something to spill, break, knock over, yep, I'm your girl. Looks kind of pretty in there. I love orange and blue. I just do. Okay, so now we have those. So I want to start with a kit page. Is there one in particular? Oh, you know what? I'm going to start with this one. Okay, and then we'll put in the composition book pages. And then we'll put in, I think I'll put in yellow. So what did we say? 5 pages in each. 1, 2, 3. So this one's going to get another kit page. I feel like my math is not right, but we'll find out, I guess. I'm going to put this green one in there. No, my math is so not right. What did I do? 15. Oh, so it's actually 7 in each. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And put this in here. This is the little envelope. I do have to distress it really quickly. I don't have to. I take that back. I just want to, you see. Very fun. Okay, you guys. Let's do, while I'm finishing this up, let's say if you would like to win this little journal, or one very similar if I mess this one up, leave a little house emoji down in the comments, and I will use my very fancy comment picker. Thank you, Allison at AJ's Inspired Life, because I could not figure out how to do it. It seemed like there would be an app, you know, just really easy peasy. And yeah, no, that is not true. If there is, I didn't find it. Okay, so I'm going to tuck that in there, and that will be that signature. So at any rate, I used Allison's tried and true method of just putting names in a hat. So it worked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that is going to work. Cool. And again, we'll start with one of these. We'll put this one in. Oh, I like those two together. And then maybe another kit page. Trying to make sure I'm keeping them upright. And then ledger page. That's not a ledger. That is a notebook page. Composition page. Help me out. It's something like that. Then we'll put the little birdie here. Oh, and the pink will look pretty with that purple. Okay. So those are our signatures. Go ahead and give those a burnish. I'm going to pause you again because I want to wait for that, our journal cover to dry all the way before we go to bind in our pages. Isn't it cute though? Loving it. I think it looks great. Okay, you guys, hold on. I'll be gone for a minute for you, but it's humid today because of the rain. This is going to take a little bit to dry, so. All right, you guys, I'm back. I zoomed out a little bit because it seemed like I kept wandering off. At any rate, I realized that I had already been yapping for 30 minutes, so I finished the journal and just came back to show it to you. Nothing different in this than any of the other journals I've made. Very similar to the creative journal that we made with the same kit. I put some eyelets here in the cover. Apparently I tied a big old knot. There we go. Put some eyelets in the cover with some seam binding to tie it closed. Isn't it so cute? I made a little charm that's on a mini paper clip for the spine. Let me open this up and show you. Okay, I did. I kept being extra because look, I made a tiny little writing board. The tiniest writing board ever made to go in here. So when you want to journal, you've got a flat surface to write on, especially if you start sticking stuff in here. Plus, I put a little floof on top to make it look pretty and to help you find it in case you take it out and drop it on your desk. Ask me how I know. Oh, and we need to close this envelope up. I sewed this right into the signature. And let's just see if the glue is going to work. Did it get mad because we went out and left it? Maybe. So anyway, yeah, I went way further with this than I had intended. You could just, as I said, take the pages from the Friday freebie and fold up some composition paper or whatever paper you have, sew it or staple it together, and you've got a little tiny journal. But I was having fun with this, so I kept going. A little bit of glue there. So isn't that adorable? Look, you guys. Isn't he so cute? So then we've got this little tiny envelope in here. And you know what? The other thing I think I'll do... Oh, and look, this is my little tiny template. And I was going to come back, as I said, and do this with you. But I had already been going for so long, and it's getting kind of ridiculous. Plus, I think a lot of you already know how to do this. I'm just looking for my Velcro. If you do not know how to bind a journal, go look at my last, actually, I'll make sure to link it down below. The last journal that I made, I think, was 2 or 3 videos ago. And so I'll link that down below if you need a lesson on how to make a journal. This is exactly the same thing, just tiny. So I've got my little Velcro dots here. And I'm going to... try to get one off. I gotta get my nails done, you guys. It's getting crazy. So I put the soft part up there, and I'll take the pokey part, and let's see. Gosh, it's hard to see on this clear. Well, clear dots and long nails, not happening. Oh wait, there we go. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna put our dot on the other one, center it a little better than that. There we go. Oh, did I just stick my hand into the camera? Sorry, guys. I gotta stop recording because I'm getting tired. And when I get tired, I get a little slurry with the speech. It's that whole heart thing, you know. Boring. Okay, so that ought to hold. Doesn't want to hold. Come on. Just don't want to glue it together, you know. Glue it closed. Okay, so we've got that. Clean up that little bit of glue. Can't even tell it was there. Put this stuff to the side. Show you my tiny little template again. And I don't want to close this all the way because we've still got some glue there. But you get the idea how cute this is. It was so much fun to make. It really was fun. I didn't want to stop. The charm comes right off because it's on a paper clip. so it won't get in your way while you're journaling. You can move it to another journal. You can throw it out the window, whatever you would like. But here it is, our little tiny Friday freebie journal made with a salad dressing box. Oh, and I did this without you. I had a little bit of a scrap of that fabric, so I just put a couple tabs in. And there's our envelope and all our pages. The pages are still kind of standing up away from each other, but it will get trained, and as you put things in it, it'll just bulk up and lay a lot flatter. And there's this signature, a pretty punched paper, more punched paper. I did add some washi. There's our center. I tied a bow in that, and actually I'm going to go back and put some little dangly things on there. And this is it, you guys. It's super cute. Let's see, 15 pages in a no, 15 pages total. So 15, 30, 60 pages, or 60 sides front and back to journal on. And all of the composition book paper is in twos. So if you want to glue them together, you absolutely can. Just get them to be a little more durable. So this is what we made with the Friday freebie and some scraps from other projects. Again, if you would like to win this and you made it all the way to the end, put a house emoji down in the comments and I will do a drawing for it. Yes, it will be, as I said, another high-tech drawing with my little plastic or my little wicker basket. I will do that drawing on, what's the date that Friday? Next Friday. God, we're getting close to Memorial Day here in the States, aren't we? It's the 23rd, I believe. So next Friday, May 23rd, 2025, if you would like to win this little cute journal as a giveaway. And you can barely see that writing board sticking out, but you can see it's fuzz. So there you go, you guys. I'm really pleased with how this came out. Thanks for hanging around with me, and I hope you try to make one. Save your tiny food boxes, because look what you can do. All right, I'm out. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you again really soon. And I guess that's it. Bye.